Grey's Anatomy delivered an emotional and dramatic episode that set the stage for a major fall finale. Joe, Camilla Luddington, and Link, Chris Carmack, found themselves clashing over religion as they prepared for the arrival of their twins. Joe wanted to baptize their children, while Link was firmly against it. The disagreement continued throughout their day, even as Joe helped deliver another patient's baby, before Joe suddenly realized her water had broken, signaling that their twins may be arriving sooner than expected. Meanwhile, Simone, Alexis Floyd, formed a meaningful but painful connection with a patient who used to be her mother's best friend. As Simone learned new stories about her mother, she also confronted her own guilt over her mom's death. Tragically, the patient didn't survive, leaving Simone devastated and leaning briefly on her ex, Lucas. Elsewhere, Quan and Jules took on a risky off-site medical call that spiraled into chaos, requiring Bailey to step in and take control. Notably absent from the episode were several longtime characters, including Meredith, Teddy, Owen, and Amelia. This follows news that Grey's Anatomy has reduced guaranteed episode counts for many veteran cast members. One of the biggest changes involves Amelia Katerina Scorsone, who has officially taken a sabbatical following emotional fallout from the hospital explosion. Scorsone will not return until 2026, marking one of the longest character absences in the show's history. The fall finale preview reveals that Joe's delivery may turn dangerous, with her life suddenly at risk. As Winston warns Link, her heart is failing. The mid-season finale airs November 13th, with new episodes returning January 9th. Hey lovely viewers, welcome to our channel Grey's Anatomy Official. Grey's Anatomy's pregnant Joe goes into labor after religion fight. Simone suffers personal loss. Grey's Anatomy's Joe and Link found themselves at odds over the concept of organized religion before the possible arrival of their twins, while someone else in the hospital suffered a surprising personal loss. During the Thursday, November 6th episode of the hit ABC series, Joe, Camilla Luddington, and Link, Chris Carmack, found out they had different views on religion before the arrival of their twins. Joe wanted to make plans to baptize their children, while Link was strongly against it. They took turns fighting about it, in between pregnant Joe delivering a patient's baby, before agreeing to table the conversation. The couple were on their way home when Joe realized her water broke. Elsewhere at Grey Sloan Memorial Hospital, Simone, Alexis Floyd, was treating a patient who turned out to be her late mother's best friend. They formed a connection while Simone learned more about her mom while admitting she still blamed herself for her death. Simone tried to keep Regina stable, but the patient ultimately died. She got some support from ex-Lucas, Nico Taro, before going home. There was also Quan, Harry Shum Jr., who enlisted Jules, Adelaide Kane, on a home visit that turned into a patient's toe falling off. They weren't able to stabilize the situation, so Bailey Chunder Wilson showed up to help. Every star who's left Grey's Anatomy. Where are they now? Thursday's episode also featured some absences from Meredith, Ellen Pompeo, Owen, Kevin McKidd, Amelia Katerina Scorsone, Teddy, Kim Raver, and more. This came after Deadline reported that Grey's Anatomy is reducing the minimum guarantees for its veteran cast members to 14 out of the show's 18 episodes per season. While some fan favorites won't be missing for more than 4 episodes this season, Scorsone's absence was doubled after her character, Amelia, chose to take a sabbatical. Deadline subsequently reported that Scorsone's break will last until 2026. Showrunner Meg Marinis previously hinted that not every character would be safe this season after a hospital explosion. "Well, I feel like a lot of people are probably sitting in operating rooms," she told The Hollywood Reporter in May. "So unless you saw them and where they were when that explosion went off, I don't think we can say anyone is necessarily safe." Marinis noted that she spoke with the cast about what to expect, adding, "I've had conversations with some of them, but they all know it's a Grey's Anatomy cliffhanger and they know every year they never know what to expect. They're here for it. They like to keep our stories exciting and fresh." Which Grey's Anatomy stars are, and aren't, returning for season 22 after hospital explosion? At the time, no decisions were yet made on who would return and who wouldn't. But even in the last 2 seasons with what you saw this year, we had to reduce the cast a little bit because of industry-wide budget cuts, and everybody has very passionate feelings about their favorite characters, Marinis shared. But if we can get the writers upset, then we know we're doing it right. It's not as satisfying a story if people aren't upset when someone leaves. It's supposed to make people upset and sad, so I'm sure there'll be some arguments. But I've been persuaded before to change my mind on things. She continued, I definitely have thoughts. Whether or not those thoughts change, that can always happen. I haven't put pen to paper yet, but it'll be very soon that I do. Grey's Anatomy. Are Teddy and Joe in trouble in fall finale? Things were eerily calm on Thursday's November 7th newest episode of Grey's Anatomy, and it looks like it might have just been the calm before a big storm. The episode followed Jo Wilson, Camilla Luddington, as she dealt with a difficult obstetrics patient who didn't want an epidural or a cesarean section, even as her baby was breached and having dangerous decelerations. At the same time, Jo and Atticus Lincoln, Chris Carmack, had a small disagreement over whether to rush to baptize their own babies after the twins are born, despite the fact that neither of them are religious. Meanwhile, Benson Kwan, Harry Shum Jr., and Jules Millen, Adelaide Kane, decided to take it upon themselves, against Miranda Bailey's, Chunder Wilson wishes, no less, to track down a clinic patient who'd been a no-show but who they rightly believed to be in desperate need of medical attention. And Simone Griffiths, Alexis Floyd, treated a woman who knew her mother when she was younger and told stories about her life that she'd never gotten to hear before. The episode ended with the cliffhanger of Jo believing her water had just broken, which meant it could be baby time for the Wilson-Lincoln brood in the upcoming fall finale. Judging by the preview for the next episode, When I Crash, it isn't going to be an uneventful delivery process for Jo. In the teaser embedded above, we see that while her babies look good on the ultrasound, Jo experiences shortness of breath, and Ben Warren, Jason George, summons Winston Dugu Anthony Hill onto the case. Dugu warns a terrified Link. Her heart is failing. After a whole summer of worrying about Link surviving the big explosion, who could have expected that it would be Jo who might truly be in harm's way this season? The episode, which airs on Thursday, November 13th, will mark the mid-season finale for Season 22, so count on it to be an event episode indeed. The series will return with new episodes again for its mid-season premiere on January 9th. Grey's Anatomy makes bold move with Amelia Shepard's storyline. Grey's Anatomy Season 22 began with the fallout of the massive hospital explosion, but moving into its second episode, the series swiftly recovered from its premiere missteps by making the best possible choice for Amelia Shepard, Katerina Scorsone. Grey's Anatomy Season 22's first episode felt like an extension of the finale, but its second finally moved things forward on the series. While Amelia was dealing with the guilt of feeling responsible for Monica Beltran's, Natalie Morales' death because of her involvement in Dylan Gatlin's, Sofia Coppola's case. Though Amelia's had lapses in judgment in the past, it's clear that the fallout of Dylan's case, which led to Beltran's death, Atticus Lincoln's, Chris Carmack injuries, and damage to Grey Sloan itself is more than she can handle. Throughout her years on Grey's Anatomy and private practice before it, Amelia's difficulties regulating her emotions have been exacerbated by the drama of her surroundings. While there have been highlights for Amelia through the years, her life hasn't been easy by any stretch of the imagination. Thankfully, Grey's made the right decision to help Amelia move forward in the aftermath of its most recent tragedy. Amelia Shepard's sabbatical will give Katerina Scorsone an extended absence this season. She'll return to the series in 2026. Although Amelia working through her difficult emotions surrounding her role in the hospital explosion could have been an interesting piece of Grey's Anatomy Season 22's puzzle, this series is taking a different route. After seeing Amelia request a sabbatical at the end of the show's second episode, it was announced that Scorsone won't appear in the next several episodes of the series, returning in 2026. Amelia choosing to leave Seattle behind while she grapples with the pain she's feeling over the explosion is different for the longtime Grey Sloan doctor, but paves a new path for Grey's Anatomy to reset her storyline. Throughout her time on the show, Amelia's traumas have been consistent and difficult. Allowing her space to grieve may be the best choice the show's made in years. Grey's choosing to let Amelia heal off-screen proves they're learning from past mistakes. Amelia's trauma often leads to destruction, which viewers have seen. For years, Grey's Anatomy has seen the worst of the worst befall Amelia when it comes to her emotional state. Entering into the universe as a former addict, Amelia has struggled with betrayal, death, and intense drama throughout her time on Grey's Anatomy. In the last several seasons, she's dealt with consistent relationship issues that have pushed her in and out of tough emotional states. As Amelia has moved forward on Grey's, It's been clear to viewers that the writers often refuse to give her a break. While the majority of Grey's Anatomy's characters fall into this category, Amelia's trauma is often particularly difficult to watch, tied to addiction and loss. As her issues aren't usually easy to work through, it's been tough for viewers to be on board with constant drama. Amelia leaving for a sabbatical that actually removes Scorsone from the series for a stretch is a massive deal, and ultimately the right choice for the show as a whole. As viewers get the chance to learn new dynamics from the rest of the cast, Amelia will return to Grey's Anatomy with some semblance of healing already, allowing her to rejoin the fold more easily. Thanks for watching this video. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up.